He's switching on Drake. He's switching on Drake, yeah, man.
YG switching, so YG 400 from the West Coast. You think he's switching on Drake?
Where's Champagne Poppy? Yes, yeah, big up Champagne Poppy.
Send me the link to the IG
Yo,
live.
shoot us home. Big up Champagne Poppy. Yo, hit us home. Big up Champagne Poppy. Your bodyguard is home.
Top 5 makes some bold statements, and clearly he's not scared of the Compton squabblers.
Are you not scared?
Scared of what?
Kendrick?
We got money.
Kendrick and his people?
I really wouldn't be scared of Cali goons and even like, for what? Like, people is people, man. They bleed the same thing we bleed. Blood. But
Scared of Kendrick? Tell him come to town. Swiss cheese.
What happened if you come
woo!
I'll get the local.
Woo! He said Swiss cheese.
Put the window down, it is what it is, get some fresh air.
Where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King.
Yo, where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King's right there. We can't even do Kendrick Lamar on feet. We gotta make Drive-By King.
Do you guys think the top 5 in GGG
Hey,
are
bro.
serious about
Them motherfuckers crazy, bro.
Well, after watching all of the crazy events of this video, what do you guys think about Drake? It all started after he got robbed in 2009, but do you guys think that Drake adopting all these gangs into OVO was a smart decision? And most importantly, do you think that his association with all these gangs will ever catch up?
That's crazy, bro.
In the streets and also in the courtroom. Well, in my opinion, this was a pretty good video, and if you agree, please make sure to subscribe and like it as well. Also, let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram about what you want to see next.
I said, peace, bro. You in a dungeon with your boy K the fucking X. If you in a dungeon with me right now, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit me in the chat. We done reacted to that. Kendrick and Drakeo beef. That boy Dirt. I said Drakeo. That boy Dirt. I mean, I keep on saying it, man. You don't have to talk about me. That boy Drake. But I didn't know he rolled them boys like that. Like, yeah. Like, I didn't even know it. Like, golly. So what am I gonna say? What you think about that? Man, hit me in that comment box. Let me know. Man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. You was in the dungeon with your boy K the fucking X, man. Feed me 50K subs. You already know what it is. That's crazy, man. I ain't know. I ain't know Drake was rolling like that. You know the boy back, K the fucking X. We in a dungeon, and all them action you did was feed me. 50K subs, we need it done, baby. We in the building, chat. This boy K the fucking X, man. Look, we about to go to the 6. And if you don't know what the 6 is, you tripping. You gotta put your ear to the concrete. I'm gonna catch you up if you're a little slow though. You about to go to the 6 out there with Drake and them from Toronto, Canada. You know, you about to see what the beef about with having. What's up with your name? Nah, let me stop playing. With him and Kendrick, you know. You about to go dive deep into this like, oh, but all I do is tell you, chat, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment. I'm gonna get back. I always get back. Bring your, look, get like 5 to 10 friends, 20 friends, bring them over here, tell them, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, watch it. But look, I'm gonna tell you one thing, I almost forgot. If you ain't got you one of these right here, one of them things right there rolled up, you better roll it up. I'm telling you, you can't be in here. You can't chill with me. You better get up out my ear, you feel me? You in a dungeon. Tell them, bring 20 people over here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It all help me in the algorithm to keep the channel afloat. And keep y'all saying this really, but I'm gonna tell you one more time. Feed me. Let's get into this motherfucking beef. You in the building with your boy KIX. We in the dungeon.
Kendrick and his people?
Kendrick Lamar.
You scared of Kendrick?
Tell him come to town. Swiss cheese. We can't even do Kendrick Lamar on feet. We gotta make Drive-By King, Baby King, Drive-By King.
Toronto top demon top 5 sent a warning out to Kendrick Lamar and letting him know that Toronto ain't LA and you coming and you getting stepped on.
Living like that, cause I bet you he come back.
Fighting to protect their turf, and in the case of Barnaby, the victim of mistaken identity.
It's a beef between two groups.
that's caused all this retaliation.
We're so used to seeing the kids play outside and stuff, and now it's not even like that anymore.
Make no mistake, gangs rule the territory, and the so-called Galloway boys have owned these parts for a long time. Just ask the police.
In today's age of hip-hop, your image is crucial, and most importantly, your first impression is everything. When a rapper is growing a fan base, he first must cultivate an image that validates his music, or else his music simply won't be taken seriously.
Trash!
However, that image isn't always a reflection of reality.
Reality!
Back in the day. For example,
you already know.
was Tupac in suburban high school just 2 years before starting to rap.
If you look at the statistics, they're staggering again, you know, and so I think they're scared because they're realizing that they goofed.
Not to mention that the Migos grew up in an upper-class suburban family along with Lotto, Tyga, Lil Yachty, and basically every Atlanta rapper ever. My point is that because all these rappers came into fame with this fake image already cultivated, the fans bought into it and they avoided the corny wannabe perceptions. Basically, when your image
corny, because they is corny as mom.
Is on point, the fans want to believe.
Ain't nothing tough about none of them.
Drake, he is the poster child for soft and pretending to be something he's not. The first reason is of course because he was famous in acting before he started rap.
I'm gonna tell you the first reason is because he's light skinned. You light skinned niggas is soft as fuck, and I'm here to tell you that.
But really, this shouldn't matter at all, because Tupac was an actor as well, and nobody holds that against him. But I think the biggest difference and most important reason is that Drake is from Canada.
No. We are polite. We are Canadians.
Yes. In everyone's mind, Canada is some paradise land where everyone is wealthy, no violence ever occurs, and street activities don't exist.
That's crazy.
Drake must be soft, and all of his homies are jokes. Now, of course, both of these takes are rooted in American ignorance, plain and simple. It's very hard as an American to take anything Canadian seriously, I must admit. And my goodness,
the accent doesn't help, Crody.
But as you'll see in this video, all of these opinions are absolute nonsense. Firstly, Toronto is no vacation, and secondly, Drake's crew is one of the most dangerous and wicked crews in all of hip-hop. And believe it or not, but I'm willing to say that Drake's crew was more dangerous than his rivals in Compton. Yep, in this video, you'll see
I can vouch for that.
Nothing to play with. But before we get into it, let me run that.
I can vouch for that. Because you got Canada, then you got California. Canada is this whole, own thing. California is in the United States. Canada jumps off.
The story begins in
you just don't know.
When a Canadian English teacher
like the UK, they jump off down there.
Dennis from Memphis, Tennessee. The two would meet at a bar in Toronto where Dennis was performing, and it was basically kind of a random interaction.
We met in Toronto. I was
see, I chopped the locks down, chat. No more locks.
And Sandy was at our
you feel me? Got the braids back, you gotta throw it so you can switch it up, you feel me?
I asked the bartender where could I find cigarettes, so she said, here, have one of mine. So, and that's how it started.
Long story short, the two would hit it off, Dennis would move to Toronto, they'd get married, and they'd have a kid in 1986.
Drizzy.
Of course, be a son named Aubrey Drake Graham. They were
Aubrey Drake Graham.
Sounds like everything was peaches and cream.
Because the name's like Aubrey, I'm like, who the fuck is Aubrey?
Dennis being a low-scale musician and Sandy being a English teacher, money wasn't easy to come by. And as a result of this, the couple raised Aubrey.
Yeah, he be that trolling. Now I do be trolling.
For those who are
I don't be trolling.
Weston has an
I
over
be joking.
70% immigrant population.
Y'all be trolling.
4% of which being black.
I gotta stop reacting.
Weston, the blackest city in California, and I only say that to say that Drake grew up in a very diverse environment. On top of this, the family's financial struggles would get even worse after a divorce and when Dennis moved back to Memphis. Now, a young Aubrey would no longer have a father present from the age of 6, and to make matters worse, his father would go to prison. This was no easy task for Sandy, but thankfully her community and family would step in to help. Because of his grandmother and help from the synagogue, he was able to attend private school and have a very strong education. In addition to this, his family was able to save enough money to move out of Weston and into the upscale Forest Hill neighborhood.
Enough about the car, let's go inside. Hey, Bubby. Yeah. Me and my grandma have a little thing where my mom doesn't let her eat chocolate, but my grandma slides me a little extra cheddar on the side, and I make sure she gets her daily chocolate dose. So.
My grandson.
Yeah, Aubrey's life was turning out pretty good.
Now we gonna stop right there, chat. Do that sound like a hard up gangster, or do that sound like a sweet loving child who grew up with both parents? Even though they said he grew up one, I mean, I know, like me personally, I'm like this. If my grandma not supposed to have chocolate or whatever, I understand the fact of that. Most you don't give it to her, you gonna grant not too much, you feel me? But so I feel on that, the moral respect, what I'm talking about. He more book smart the street. A lot of people hang around him, we don't know. We about to get into that.
Find his first passion in high school. Long story short, while acting in a school play, an agent would discover him and put him on. So at 15 years old, Aubrey would get a major role on the hit TV show Degrassi.
One morning though, you stay away from my girl.
Things were going great, but at 18 years old, he realized that acting wasn't his true passion and his heart was no longer in it. Deep down, he wanted to be a rapper. Oh, hell nah. Is what everyone around him was thinking. But after studying the likes of Jay-Z, The Clips, Mac Dre, and more, he was certain that he could make it happen. So every night he'd sneak into the studio on set and record songs all night long. At first it was definitely rough, but he was persistent.
Oh, they said that man snuck into the studio. So it was like he was on set of the recording shit, and he was like, "Let me go over there real quick." That's smart. I mean, if I was an actor and they had a recording studio, I'd utilize that shit too.
And he kept getting better and better. Basically, he spent every single night in the studio to the point where it began affecting his performance in acting. Directors knew that something was up. Well, long story short, he no longer cared about his acting career, as now music was destined to be his future. Without telling a soul, he was in the midst of creating a rap career under the simple name of Drake.
Drizzy!
In 2006, he released his debut mixtape, Room for Improvement. The mixtape,
let y'all know if you still in the dungeon with your boy KFX,
cultivating a local
better roll you one up.
This was enough.
Oh, you better get up out of here.
Some major artists like Trey Songz, Lupe.
I'm telling you, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Feed me 50K subs.
Run across Drake on MySpace and see major potential.
50K.
He would fly him to Houston, sign him to his label, link him with Lil Wayne, and the rest.
Hit that sub button.
We were introduced through another gentleman from Houston. His name is Jazz Prince. Found me on MySpace.
Prince, come on.
And loved my music on MySpace. And he was like, "Man, I know Lil Wayne, and I'm gonna play him."
Do your homework on Jazz Prince. Should I shorten that for you? Do your homework on J Prince. That's all I gotta say.
Music one day, and I was just like, "Yeah, right."
Cause if you ain't got mob ties,
we would talk. And
you ain't got no ties.
And I was in the barbershop getting my hair cut, and he was like, "Yo," and I was like, "Friend."
Cause if you ain't got mob ties,
he was like, "I'm starting this thing called Young Money, and I'd really love for you to be a part of it. So I want to fly you out to Houston."
Finesse.
And
Junior, come on, you ain't got mob ties?
And I was like this quiet.
You ain't got none.
In the corner of the bus, you know?
As we all know, over the next couple of years, Drake would become the biggest thing in hip-hop. And this major superstar fame would bring a lot of pride to his hometown of Toronto, as he was breaking new barriers for what Canadian...
Do your homework on mob ties. What it is, Jay? What it is, Junior? What it is, Prince? I mean, Finesse, we already know. Let's get back to it.
Rappers can do. This, of course, must feel amazing, you know, gaining the admiration from your own region. But unfortunately, there's also major downsides to being a famous rapper as well. To put it simply, a lot of people from the hoods and trenches of Toronto were jealous that somebody like Drake would represent their city.
Like, okay,
Drake!
This
uppity
Canadian
light-skinned dude,
child actor,
about to rep the city?
Is gonna be what? Is gonna be like someone that we say is in our top 5, top 10, whatever. It's like it was a hard sell.
Like, damn, the child actor from Forest Hill is gonna be the rapper who represents us, and he's the one who made it? Nah.
It's a nah.
And this is when Drake encounters his first problems in the wicked streets of Toronto. May 15th, 2009. It's a Friday night in Toronto, and Drake has a night out with his beautiful date named Chantel. Together, the two ride out in the back of a Maybach on the way to a fancy restaurant. Riding high off his career success, Drake is rocking a $100,000 AP watch,
Hey,
and
AP.
chain given to him by
I didn't even want them on.
$4,000
Yeah.
cash in his pocket.
Doing good, but I need me a bot. You feel me? I need one of them bust on APs.
Have a good time, and at 9 p.m. they hop back in the Maybach. As they await the driver to take off, boom, a handgun is pressed against Drake's window. Oh shit, one man demands that Drake roll down his window while his friend stands in front of the car, armed, pointed at the driver. They demand that Drake takes off his watch.
I told the driver, like, pull off, hit his ass. Driver, hit his ass.
Drake gives up everything, including his prized Lil Wayne chain. After he gives it all up, the men spring back to their car, not knowing that Toronto police were already alerted and are just around the corner. So as soon as the robbers take off in their car, Toronto...
Do your homework on, man. That man is a tattletale. How the fuck you about to get robbed, and as soon as they get in the car, they right there? Tattletale.
Police are right on their trail. Thankfully, they're able to corner them in up the street, and Drake gets everything back.
So for that to happen like that, bro, like, he must have like, oh, he pressed the gun against the window, dial 911 on the slide, you know, like, all right, yo, calm down, chill out, I got this, I'm gonna give it to you, I'm about to roll the window down, but you doing that? He hit the phone, and he was on everything, or he already had security trailing him. He was on it. He got money, he got it bag. Cause me personally, I'm famous, I'm hot, I make money. I'm gonna have somebody trailing my car so you don't even know it. I'm not about to have 20, 30 motherfucking security guards around me. That's bitch shit. I'm about to have motherfucking 2, 3 niggas trailing my car. And they gonna be like, fool, if something happen, you already know what to do. Don't call the boys. Spank the ass, man. You feel me? Ain't no calling them.
While being the civilian that he is, Drake tells police exactly what happened and the two guys are arrested. Now, does this make Drake a snitch? No. No? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. But who cares? What's most important is that he wasn't hurt, he got his stuff back, and he decided to move different.
He supposed to got that shit back in blood.
He was understandably shaken up by the incident, as he would tell the New York Times that I feel unsafe in Toronto at all times. On
He
top
moved
of
out of
this,
his home city.
this wasn't
Hold up.
random or isolated.
So chat, do your homework on this. If you start making that bag in any shape, any type of form, if you making content, if you're doing a 9 to 5, you got your own business, whatever. If you're making that bag, anybody in your home city is going to what? They're going to fucking hate. They don't like to see another nigga do better than them. So just get away from the situation. Don't put yourself in that situation. I know you hard. I know you ain't about to go like that. Cause I ain't going like that. I'm about to move on my shit. But just be safe and move, cause it ain't even worth that shit, chat.
Isolated incident. He believed that he was set up by a gang. My chain was tucked the entire night and I had a big coat on covering my watch. They didn't ask for anything but those 2 items. On top of this, my date had an expensive purse and a bunch of jewelry and they didn't ask for any of that.
Do homework on this, chat. If you had a big coat on, your eyes was tucked, watch was tucked, shorty got in a motherfucking Chanel bag, and this is the first time something like that happened, shorty with that Chanel bag set you up. That's that more it. Put it to you like this. When you rolling around classy chick like that, and you run into a chick with a high price purse, they them setup chicks. By my word, they setup chicks. Where they getting the bread from? They ain't driving, but they got a, you feel me?
How the hell did they know I had a chain on and a nice watch? And most importantly, why didn't they ask for anybody else's stuff? Regardless of all that, getting robbed in your own city as the face of the city must not feel great. Not to mention that something like this could easily end a rap career. So Drake was understandably furious.
If you're still in the
He's gonna
dungeon,
make sure that this could never happen.
You're still in there with your boy KX, you better hit you one of these.
Some muscle in Toronto.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, be in the comment box. I do get back in the comment box, all of that.
Birdman, and in Toronto, he needed that level of street power as well.
Feed me 50K.
Even more.
Hit
So
that
now
sub
we're
button.
to the chapter of Drake's very first Canadian gang ties. That introduces us to a man named Nacelle Beezer, also known as Chubbs, a native of Toronto's Scarborough district. Chubbs is a big dude, and in Scarborough he had a reputation for being a bully in the streets. While Chubbs and Drake would meet through mutual friends very early in his career, but Drake honestly thought nothing of it. He heard that Chubbs was a respected member of a local gang, but why would he need to be around something like that? Well, then
protection of your own city.
And Drake now knew that having goons on his side might be a good idea. So after the incident, the first person that he called was Chubbs, and just like that, they locked in. This now meant that Drake had some serious firepower in the streets, and if you don't believe me, let me introduce you to Chubbs' gang.
I see the OVO gang. That's what we're talking
Galloway
about.
Boys, also known as G-Way, were founded in the 1990s in Toronto's Scarborough district. The Galloway Boys were mostly of Jamaican descent, but it was more so a matter of neighborhood versus ethnic background.
Let me tell you one thing like this. If you don't do your homework going to Canada, you think everybody majority Caucasian and speak a different language. I mean, they speak a different language, but they most likely speak English. But what I'm about to say is, do your homework on, there's a lot of Haitians and a lot of Jamaicans in Canada. Do your homework on that.
They obviously claimed the Galloway neighborhood, but more specifically the various housing projects in the region. Well, at first, the crew was known for being hustlers, stacking millions through illicit imports, and moving weight throughout Canada. Essentially, they rose from dirt poverty as first-generation immigrants to the coolest guys in Toronto with Mercedes, Beamers, chains, and of course the women. And if you know anything about Toronto women, they're worth risking your life for, I promise you. Well, as far as operating money in the streets, things would go pretty smoothly for the Galloway Boys for the first decade. There were no rivals or really any competition in the neighborhood, so their only worry was ducking the feds. But then came the early 2000s, when they got cocky and started to expand a little too far into the wrong hood. Around the year 2001, the Galloway Boys got greedy and attempted to start moving weight in the infamous Orton Park housing projects. And these specific projects, well, they were already occupied by the infamous Orton Park gang. Clearly, G-Way didn't take Orton seriously at all, and this resulted in their very first consequence of the Toronto streets. October 10th, 2002, 1:30 p.m. It's a regular day in the life of G-Way's leader named Norris Allen as he's patrolling around G-Way territory like any other day. But little does he know the Orton Boys are on a mission to send a message to stop coming to their hood. They want to cut the head off the snake. Well, at 1:40 p.m., Norris decides to hop in his car to head off and head out of the hood. But coincidentally, at this exact time, the Norris Boys pull up and walk up right to his car. They look at him, and without hesitation, they start blowing. This was a major blow to the streets of Toronto, but more importantly to the Galloway Boys. Norris was their leader, and for Orton Park to eliminate him just like that was disrespectful in the worst way. So now G-Way, who had never been in beef before, had a major choice to make. We can either accept defeat and just own up to the fact that going into their territory is what caused this, or we can stand up to them and go for retaliation. And unfortunately, the Galloway Boys would choose the latter. However, at first, they were simply not ready. These guys were hustlers, not steppers, and frankly, the whole gang didn't even own firearms. So step number one was getting some BAM machines. And in order to do this, they began hijacking
some BAM machines
BAMs coming across the Canadian border. And just like that, by 2003, Ontario police say that the Galloway Boys had enough high-powered ammunition to take down a small army. Damn.
Hey, chat, like, you gotta have some balls to do that, like the hit a cargo ship, you gotta have some balls, like, man. I don't know what the fuck they got on them ships and who on them ships, they armed or not, but like to take off one of them or to hide some shit on there to bring it back and forth on there, you gotta have major balls. I don't hear you like that. I'm gonna say, so the niggas Drake fucking with this, yeah, they like the baby cartel. So I'm gonna tell you, Kendrick, you better chill, buddy.
Damn. This was serious, and they were destined to get revenge for their beloved leader. When I say they, I'm really talking about their new leader, Tyshawn Riley, who organized a group of dedicated steppers called the Throwbacks. Right away, G-Way's Throwbacks started stepping, eliminating Orton Park members left and right. Even the leader, Tyshawn himself, was stepping. he was dedicated to finding an op, and sadly this would be his downfall. That takes us to March 11th, 2004. It's a regular day in G-Way's hood, and Tyshawn is driving up Nielsen Road, the same street where their former leader lost his life. Because of this, he's already angry and bloodthirsty, and as he approaches the red light of Finch Avenue, he looks into an SUV right next to him. For whatever reason, he believes that the men in the SUV are Orton Park members and that they're sliding through his territory. So without hesitation, he simply rolls his window down, and sadly the rest is history. The passenger and driver are both hit, but thankfully the driver is able to head off to the emergency room where they save his life. However, his passenger would sadly not make it. As it turns out, this was a case of mistaken identity that targeted random civilians.
I feel so hurt. I get past it. I did say my piece. I did forgive them, which I do. I really do.
Everything is a thing, man.
Exactly. And I forgive them because if I don't, just imagine the animosity, the hunger I will have to be walking with. I don't need that in my life. I don't think anybody understand the detrimental and the tragic that I've been through. I feel like I was the one that's been dead.
This was a major case in Toronto as two upstanding citizens targeted randomly at a red light is cause for serious concern. So immediately police began asking around for clues, but sadly nobody in the community would speak up.
What it is, chat? You in the dungeon with your boy K the fuck I asked. And all I ask you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit me in the comment box. I do get back in the comment box. And look, if you in a dungeon with your boy and you ain't got one of these rolled up, you better roll you one up, sit back and chill, and get to this content like me. And if you ever in the DMV area and you want to get hit up like the subway in Harlem, you trying to get tatted up, hey man, hit me up. I'm gonna get you in, I'm gonna get you out. We got the best and we got the low prices ever. Hey, look, for the low, I'm gonna get you in and out. Hey, you looking right? Hit that subscribe button. Look, feed me 50K subscribers. Hey, I'm gonna give you one even better. I'm like this. We in a dungeon, we reacting to this Kendrick and Drizzy beef. I feel like Drake got some goons, but I also feel like Kendrick got some steppers. And I also feel like these niggas shouldn't be diving into that. So I feel like they should be clashing together, trying to make bigger things go on for the industry, right? Because they two good names in the industry. One over there is more lyricists, then the other one over there is like you got commercials, lyricists, and a little bit put in there. But you feel me? So it's saying them two things clash together, they gonna go number one every time. And I hate that for them. I hate that for them. Like I'm like, get into it, like lock in, get in the booth with each other. Besides that, feed me 50K subs, chat. I need the subs, chat. Hit me with that 50K. We in here. Let's get back to it.
This is because G-Way was so intimidating in their
G-Way all the way.
Would dare go against them. Eventually,
OVO way.
The case, but for the next few months, Tyshawn was still out and about. You'd think that after doing something so evil, your guilt would eat you up. Like, I can't believe I just claimed the life of a random person who didn't deserve it. Maybe I should start seeking forgiveness and leave this lifestyle alone. On top of this, you think that you want to lay low and do your best to stay off the radar, right? Well, nope, not for Tyshawn and G-Way, as even after this incident, they were still determined to target Orton Park rivals. So just a month later, Tyshawn himself would target the two that he believed claimed the life of Norris Allen. He would drive by himself into the Orton Park projects and simply just start letting it blow.
Damn! Woo!
And just
man
like
went to the hood and just all letting it go, chat. Like, what's going on out there in Canada? What they doing out there in Canada, man? He just went to, yeah, let's go. What's going on? Yeah.
Before. In fact, Toronto's homicide detective Wayne Banks believes that Tyshawn escalated everything, and he describes him as the purest form of evil, with no regard for human life. And yes, this is the exact sentiment the Scarborough natives would use to describe G-Way. Just a purely evil organization with no regard for anyone's lives. Well, thankfully, a month after this, Tyshawn would be arrested and sentenced to life in prison. However, regardless of his arrest, what he kicked off was
that whole pill of swallow right there, chat.
his
Life.
generation of G-Way were ruthless, and unfortunately after this, it was body for body for body for body.
Damn. Body for body for body for body. Ooh, do your homework on that. I ain't. Hold up. Stop right there. Pause for a minute. Did they say body for body for body for body, chat? That's crazy. Now let me tell you something on this. I ain't never hear about Kendrick side doing none of that. So I'm trying to tell you right now. Kendrick, you better stop. Hey man, look. I don't know you, I don't know what you got on your side, but I'm saying, my man got Houston, and he got crazy ass Canada. You got low ass LA. Not to say it like that, but I'm just saying. How much is they gonna ride? Is what I'm saying. You trying to stir this thing up allegedly.
Those people that start shooting, they were just running. This one girl said she was seeing people that's dropping behind her.
There was some type of a confrontation with Mr. Walker, and shortly after that confrontation, Mr. Ford was shot dead.
The former Hustlers were now headhunters, and on top of this, their membership was growing every single year. And of course, to tie this back around to Drake, one of the new members was Chubbs, who allegedly gained a high rank within the gang. For doing what? Well, word on the streets is that he was an absolute crash out. And most importantly,
crash out. Do your homework on that.
He had enough say-so to get things done, if you know what I mean. So this is who Drake began running with after he was robbed, and honestly, he was thrown into a middle of a gang war that he had no idea how to maneuver. So yes, having them on his side did make him more powerful, but it also made him a serious target. As you would imagine, Orton Park seeing the biggest rapper in the world hanging out with their ops must not be a good feeling. Like, oh, you want to take sides in our politics? Okay, well you're an op too. And to make matters worse, when Drake started hanging with G-Way was the exact time that their war sparked right back up. In fact, upon Drake's arrival, happened to be G-Way's most wicked period ever. And the guys that Drake was hanging out with on a daily basis were simultaneously doing serious damage in the Toronto streets. These would be guys like Ramon Williams and Adham Kamis, G-Way members known for being absolute crash outs. Now we'll get back to them in a second, and you'll see why they're important, but for the meantime, let's focus back on Drake. We're now in 2011, and Drake's career is evolving from like a love song R&B singer-rapper to an attempted new image. An image of a rapper who should be taken seriously on the mic and also in the streets as well. I think it was an attempt to ditch the emotional soft rapper image to a more street adjacent character. 2011, he kinda starts rapping crazy on the tracks.
What it is, chat? You in the building right now? This is why I say hit that like button. This is why I say hit the subscribe button. So we can get rid of these ads. So we can go ad free. All you gotta do is hit that like button, hit the subscribe button.
Laughing at it, like, really?
So we can go ad
If
free.
you can remember, it all peaked with his hit song headlines.
Tuck my napkin in my shirt cause I'm just mobbing like that. You know good and well that you don't want a problem like that. You gon' make someone around me catch a body like that. No, don't do it. Please don't do it. Cause one of us goes in and we all go through it. And Drizzy got the money, so Drizzy gon' pay it. Those my brothers, I ain't even gotta say it. That's just something they know.
The bold lyrics made everyone laugh, including me. Like, what a joke. This Canadian rapper...
Like, what he say? Like, what?
Him catching bodies? Come on. Even Charlemagne the God would clown him for this on the radio.
Corny guy.
And let me bring something to light. Charlemagne gonna put you out there. He don't care who you is. He gonna put you out there for like for real. You know, like yeah.
He's just a corny dude. In that new Headlines video, he looks extra corny. It's like, Drake, why are you thugging now? Why are you dressed all in black? Why you got on black gloves? Why you got a whole bunch of dudes around you dressed in black? And he has the most non-threatening looking goons I've ever seen in my life. Like seriously, like they look like a flash.
We'll say non-threatening.
Yeah. Like none of them look like a threat. He has the most non-threatening looking goons I've ever seen in my life.
I gotta run that back, chat. I gotta go back, chat.
Why are you?
Yo, say don't none of them look like a threat. I mean, they all look like they standing there like they just like yeah, like he right. Like I'm gonna say the only one look like they really on some shit. But everybody else look like they in peace mode.
You dressed all in black. Why you got on black gloves? Why you got a whole bunch of dudes around
So I don't
you
know.
in black? And he had the most non-threatening looking goons I've ever seen in my life. Like seriously, like they look like a flash mob that's about to run up in H&M and take everything. Like none of them look like a threat. He had the most non-threatening looking goons I've ever seen in my life. None of them look like a threat.
Little did he know, most of these goons in the video are certified G-Way members who were during this time out sliding
certified
in Toronto.
The Toronto police say.
And let me tell you something, don't go off of looks. You go off of looks, you get your ass smacked up, beat up. I'm trying to tell you. Don't go off of looks. Because looks is very deceiving, bro. Because just because a nigga looks sweet don't mean that nigga sweet. Them sweet niggas probably got about 10, 20 hats. You feel me? Like, hey, don't do it.
There's recently been a resurgence of the once notorious gang. And the young thugs who are running G-Way these days, just like their predecessors, are packing firearms and they're not afraid to use them.
In particular, two of these...
They're not afraid to use them. Do your homework on that. They're not afraid to use them.
You'll see. That takes us to September 4th, 2011. By this point, the G-Way versus Orton Park beef...
You need to get up here to like 2023 so we hear about that Kendrick and Drizzy.
Most people, this would be really bad.
That's probably going to be on part 2, chat.
They were happy because now they had more people to slide on. And on this day, Ramon happens to see somebody who they just started beefing with post their location at a local Domino's. So literally for no reason at all, Ramon and Adham hop in their car and go slide to the Domino's. At 5:30, they spin around the block to see if they're still there, and unfortunately they have no squabbling on their minds. Instead, at 5:45, they stop their car outside.
And in the chat, I keep a look. If you don't know what squabbling is, you better do your homework on that. Squabbling, putting them hands up. Ain't nobody doing that shit nowadays.
Start absolutely dumping into the Domino's. Glass everywhere. Everyone jumps down to the ground to take cover. 3 men are injured.
How they gonna get them?
They survive after being
you got regular civilians in there, bro. How you just gonna get the Dom at?
Still though, this was an absolutely insane idea by the G-Way members to just start blowing out a Domino's. What in the world? These guys are the literal definition of crash outs. Like there's no squabbling going on for G-Way. Well, either way, after doing this, you'd think
going around banging on shit. Don't give 2 fucks about who they banging at and who.
Leave the street life alone for the meantime. But nope, just 2 months later, Ramon would crash out again. And that takes us to November 4th, 2011, 11 p.m. It's nighttime in Scarborough, and Ramon is trapping like any other night. In particular, he has a random customer named Daniel Fuller coming through to cop. And at 11:15, Daniel arrives, hops in Ramon's car, and they go through to discuss the deal. Somehow out of nowhere, the simple interaction turns into an argument where Ramon gets furious and belligerent with Daniel. And unfortunately, for no reason, Ramon whips out and starts unleashing. Daniel is rushed to the hospital where he thankfully survives, however, he is paralyzed for life. Sadly, this was yet another example of the senseless violence caused by the Galloway boys. But thankfully, Toronto police would put their best foot forward and arrest them for all of their crimes. Still though, the point is that while Drake and all his goons are being clowned for, you know, being soft and all that, they were actually in the field catching bodies and causing havoc. Oh, and believe me, it gets much worse.
It gets much worse.
December 30th, 2011. It's 11 in the morning in Orton Park, and a young man is leaving his apartment on his way to the bus stop. This would be Dimitri Barnaby, a 24-year-old who has no gang affiliations whatsoever. He just so happens to live in Orton Park. Well, unfortunately, on this exact morning, G-Way members are rolling around Orton Park looking for rivals. And at 11:15, they happen to spot Dimitri leaving his building headed for the bus stop. For whatever reason, they assume he's affiliated with the rivals, and they instantly target him.
That's
Sadly,
crazy.
2 G-Way members hop out of an SUV and run him down.
Hell, that's crazy.
This was yet another case of mistaken identity at the hands of G-Way, a sick continuous trend from the evil crew. Unfortunately, over the next couple of years, it would only get worse and worse. You know, shooting after shooting after shooting after shooting. But then, thankfully, in 2014, Toronto police would take them down in a major way.
In the fall of 2011, during a 4-month period, number 43 Division saw a significant increase in the number of shooting incidents between 2 groups identified as the Galloway Boys Gang and the Orton Park Gang, who attempted to occupy control.
What it is for? You still in the building with your boy K5X.
Oh,
All you gotta
used
do
samples like this before.
is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit me in the comment box. I do hit back in the comment box. Get back, all of that. And I'm telling you right now, chat, if you ain't got you one of these rolled up, you better get up out of here. And I'm gonna go back to something I did in my past videos. I think I might have took a shot at, what's her name? Cuban Doll? Whatever, I forget. I wasn't trying to take a shot at it like that. Like, you know, I was just trying to get on the cast and let her pop her shit. That's basically it. You know?
Of that area or turf.
In conclusion, 41 G-Way members were arrested, resulting in the complete dissemination of their gang. It was all over. Well, at least for the meantime. And pertaining to Drake, well, this meant that his power in the streets went all the way down. All of those G-Way members who he used to run with and would be in his music videos, well, all those guys were now locked in the feds. Actually, I shouldn't say all, because the one guy who was the closest to Drake somehow ducked the indictment. This, of course, would be Chubbs, Drake's #1 enforcer, and really the only reason he was connected to G-Way. Well, after the scary indictment and almost losing his #1 enforcer, Drake would move forward to disassociate Chubbs from the gang life and instead introduce him to the OVO life. This meant that he would hire him as full-time security, shout him out on Instagram, and even mention him in a bunch of songs. Although he was known in the Toronto streets, in America, nobody took Chubbs seriously. But then, all that would be put to bed in the summer of 2014. That takes us to June 12th, 2014. It's a regular Thursday night for Drake as he's recording music in his Calabasas mansion. It's just him, Chubbs, and a sound engineer kicking it when Drake has the idea to invite over a famous producer. This is when Drake allegedly texts the producer named Detail, who's known for working with Lil Wayne, Birdman, Ashanti, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and more. Well, obviously, given the opportunity to work with Drake, Detail drops what he's doing in a heartbeat and flocks over to Drake's Calabasas mansion. At 9 p.m., he arrives to the gated community, is led in the gate, and drives up to Drake's mansion.
That shit say caution, K9. That man, he ain't playing. He need that protection.
Chubbs opens the front door, lets him in, and then out of nowhere just starts swinging on him.
Oh!
He shatters
that must have been in his eye.
And knocks him down to the floor. And according to Detail himself, Drake stands right there, looks at him, and does nothing to help. So now with a broken jaw and disoriented, Detail stumbles out of the house, gets into his car, and drives himself to the hospital.
That's
there,
crazy.
As he's awaiting surgery, he sits back and wonders, what the hell just happened? Why would Drake invite me over for his bodyguard to beat the shit out of me? And then he just standing there like he set it up? It makes no sense. Like, did I do something to Drake that
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Just his bodyguard Chubbs acting a fool. What was it? To this day, we still don't know the specifics, but either way, Detail would hit Drake with a massive lawsuit.
Hey,
So,
I'm gonna hit you with allegedly. That's Chubb out. You just said he walked the door, he put hands on me. That's crazy. He put it. He's a straight bitch. He's supposed to got put in work.
So yeah, this is how Chubb started to gain his reputation in the industry. A big old bully who does not play about his boss, Drizzy Drake.
Right.
So now you can see that Drake was kind of moving like the mafia. In LA or everywhere he went, he had Chubbs, and then when he goes to Houston, he's got mob ties.
Mob ties.
Birdman, and the list goes on. Basically, he was well protected with real street connections in the States, but in Toronto, it was a whole different story. After the 2014 G-Way takedown, Drake was a major target in Toronto for two reasons. Number one is that he no longer had any street muscle or any protection, as G-Way was now completely weakened. And secondly, because he chose G-Way's sides in the beef, the people who they were rivals with wanted Drake as well. You know, as the saying goes,
take a picture with them ops and get froze with them.
By choosing G-Way's side, you put a battery in their back by giving them shoutouts and OVO chains, basically forcing their rivals to see you as one of them as well. So to Orton Park, the Malvern boys, and everyone else who was beefing with G-Way, they wanted to do something to Drake. Now Drake naturally recognized this, and he now knew that he needed more protection in the streets. And in late 2014, he would thankfully meet another crew full of crash outs, this time in the most random way possible.
Who that is, Fo?
It's the annual OVO Bounce Tournament in Toronto where Drake organizes a team full of NBA players and friends to play against the best local talent. And on this day, star players like Brandon Jennings, Lou Williams, Tristan Thompson, and Jordan Clarkson are playing on Team OVO. Well, the atmosphere in the building is electric as the teams keep going back and forth despite the talent level difference. It even gets to a point where Brandon Jennings is cooking so hard that he takes his shirt off and throws it into the crowd. Then right after, the guy who's guarding him scores on him and takes his shirt off as well and throws it into the crowd. This would be
he's gonna share the energy.
Toronto named Hassan Ali, and after doing this, the crowd would go absolutely nuts. Eventually, the OVO team full of NBA players wins, but either way, it was a legendary night. Just like that, Ali was a local sensation by the name of Shirt Off Shawty. Now to us, this all seems kinda corny, but Drake was so impressed.
Don't say Shirt Off Shawty.
Talked to him after the game.
Yo, Brody, you're cooking out there on the court. Who are you? What's your name? Where are you from?
Top 5 is ecstatic. The biggest rapper in the world is showing him attention, and he decides to seize the opportunity. He tells Drake that he's an upcoming rapper by the name of Top 5, and of course Drake is probably like,
alright, I don't want to hear about that.
yet another struggling rapper trying to get me to put them on. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, if you live in one of these cities right here,
Chat,
why don't you
hit that like button, subscribe so we can get rid of these ads, and I'm about to get in this over good. So, when you already made it in the industry and you like on and you like got the bag, label backing you and all that, you be having so many people hit you up trying to leech on, or so many people hitting you and your comebacks didn't hit you when you was like trying to make it that success. It's like you don't never really see the genuine motherfuckers who really need that help. It's always the motherfucking baggers that you actually encounter. So it's like when you encounter a genuine person that actually needs your help, really about that, you're like, I ain't trying to hear that. Like, running to me all the time, trying to get me to put them on. I'm like, nah. So therefore, he's like, the comments, like I'm tired in the comment. Niggas don't answer comments. Niggas don't answer the DMs. This is not answering because y'all get you carried away with it. Like, we owe y'all something. We don't owe y'all nothing. Let's get back at it, man.
But little does Drake know, not
hit that like button, subscribe to the channel.
A basketball player, but he's also a known stepper for a dangerous Toronto gang. This would be the Go Get 'Em gang, also known as GGG.
GGG.
That's upcoming in the streets.
We all work on GGG.
Neighborhoods as their own: Jane, Lawrence Heights, and Driftwood, an area known as the Jungle. And for those
three neighborhoods, they just got one. They got 3 hoods.
Toronto, known for all the. Well, once Drake learns of this, he starts watering at the mouth. Please get me in contact with Top 5. I need to talk to him. I heard he's a stepper and his gang is full of crash outs. Please get me in contact with them. So just like that, Drake brings Top 5 into OVO and adopts him as one of his crew members. And immediately, he even shouts his hood out with a song called Jungle. So if you didn't know what that was about, now you do.
Now you know.
I am Drake Shooter.
Woo!
You don't know Broski's in Drake's body, yeah? He's the starting shooting guard, man.
This Drake would constantly shout out Top 5
crashing out,
completely elevating his status. Now obviously adding Top 5 and GGG to OVO's arsenal did help their street muscle, but it also put them in the middle of a brutal gang war. And that would only add to the list of Toronto gangs who hate Drake by association.
That's crazy.
So yes, while it was more,
I mean, a lot of people gonna hate him because he's famous and he got bread. That's why, for real. It ain't because of that.
Yes, at this time, GGG were at it with the Falstaff Crips, a dangerous gang claiming projects on Falstaff Avenue. As you'll see, this beef is wicked, and if you don't believe me, that takes us to GGG's very first skit. May of 2015. It's a regular day in the life of a Falstaff Crip member named Shamarky Wyatt, also known as Marky Bands. Marky is known in Toronto for stepping on his rivals, particularly GGG, and stacking his money up. Basically, he's a rich crash out who allegedly did a lot of damage to GGG. So much damage that he figured that it would be best to leave Toronto and to lay low for the rest of time. And when I say leave Toronto, I don't mean going to a suburb or even a city in the vicinity. Instead, Marky moved to the furthest possible place he could while staying in Canada. That takes us to the small town of Fort McMurray, one of the most northern and remote towns on Earth. 5 hours away from the nearest city, this town is not for the weak. On top of this, it has a subarctic climate, meaning long, blistering winters where the temperatures range.
I say it look like it's like a blizzard out there or something, fo. I wouldn't want to go out there.
For months on
Nah.
doctors warn that if you stand outside for more than 30 seconds, you can get frostbite and hypothermia. So yeah, this is where Marky Bands moved, all in order to allegedly dump
hell
GGG.
no.
It would take over 28 hours of brutal driving from Toronto to reach him, so realistically, it's not realistic. However, GGG was serious about Get Back, so making this long trip was not out of the question.
Well, how many hours is that? That's crazy.
And on May 24th, 2015,
Hell
a group
no.
of GGG members decide to make the trip. For 2 days, they stay on the road with
Ain't no
nothing
way in
but
hell
revenge
we'd have
on
made
their
that trip.
friends. The
We'd have
long
stayed the
trip
fuck
across
home.
provinces finally comes to an end on May 26th around 3 in the morning. And as soon as they arrive, they waste no time at all, as somehow they know exactly where Marky Bands lives. Probably a female. So at 4 in the morning, after getting
Probably.
off the
Ain't no
station,
probably.
they mask up, blick up, and head to his apartment. At 4:15, the
You
member
already
stops
know,
in
chat.
front of his building.
Allegedly, you already know.
And walk up to his unit. They
Stop
knock on
telling
the
these
door
females
for him to
everything,
get
chat.
out of his sleep.
You
Obviously,
better put your
Marky
trust in
Bands
one
at some
and leave the
sort
rest of them alone.
emergency, So he goes to open up the door. And right there, that's when he's met with the masked up GGG members. Bang. This was truly Mission Impossible. In no way, shape, or form did Marky Bands ever expect them to come that far to get him. GGG were proving to be a different breed, and this is who Drake was now running with. Thankfully though, just 2 weeks later on June 8th, GGG would be raided in Toronto, where police would find what shocked them.
Rico!
They found millions of dollars cash in their
Damn! Bro. Yo, you see all that fucking money, man? Chat. Just give me a back section right there. I'm good. Just that one little corner. I'm straight. What the fuck was them niggas out there in Canada doing?
house, along with a whole lot of straps. And after running the
God.
ballistics on these weapons, police were able to tie the 4 GGG members to 4 separate deadly shootings between May 12th and May 26th. These dudes were wicked, and thankfully they were taken off the streets forever. But again, this is who Drake was publicly running with. You know, just reminding you of that. But either way, for Falstaff, this was
Probably
their
where they
biggest
got half that
loss.
money from,
He was
right?
their top dog. So now, of course, they desperately wanted revenge on GGG. However, for the meantime, that was simply impossible. The 4 responsible members were now locked up. In top 5, he was out in Calabasas with Drake. Basically, Falstaff had nobody left to target, as top 5 was out with Drizzy Drake living his best life. Well, eventually, Falstaff would get frustrated and begin resulting to the worst possible revenge. At this point, GGG are full of themselves and they think that they're completely untouchable. I mean, in the streets they caught 4 consecutive bodies, and outside of it they're running with Drake, so obviously they feel like they're on top of the world. Oh, and not to mention that the members who didn't get indicted are pretty much all in LA living around Drake. So in their minds, they pretty much exited the beef with Falstaff. It's like, you can't reach us, and the members who did something, well, they're all in jail. Well, Falstaff was not okay with this, and basically they were like, come back to Toronto to beef, or we're gonna target somebody very close to you. And that introduces us to Top 5's little brother by the name of Saeed Ali, also known as Foolish. Unlike Top 5, Foolish was not interested in the streets at all. Instead, he was all about
That's
basketball.
crazy, bro.
He was a great player in high school and college, and after graduating, he dedicated his time to making sure his youngest brother could make it to the league. Yes, Top 5 and Foolish's youngest brother was so good that he broke Canada's all-time high school record.
Hoop dreams are coming true in Toronto after a high school basketball
Hoop
dream
dreams.
hit rare air. Point guard Ahmed Ali led his team to victory this week, becoming just the 2nd Canadian player ever to score more than 100 points in a game. Ahmed Ali of the John Poliani CI Jaguars is joining me now in studio. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. That was a night I can't forget.
Was the adrenaline just pumping?
Like, I was in the zone. Like, I don't. When my family was there too, and like the neighborhood, like I consider them family, and I don't know what to say. Like, I was out of words, and I seen them cheering every shot I was hitting.
So yeah, Foolish was dedicating his time to helping his little brother, and this was his excuse to not be in the streets or involved with GGG at all. But sadly, after Top 5 and the GGG members would leave Toronto, Foolish would become the next biggest target. July 30th, 2017. It's a quiet Sunday night as Foolish is walking to his local market.
Don't tell anybody to get up, man. That's
he walks
crazy.
to the market, buys a bag full
That
of
man ain't got nothing to do with nothing. He's trying to live his hoop dream life. Don't do nothing to that, man.
At this exact time, Falstaff members are spinning the block. Then at 11 p.m. as he's approaching Dufferin Street, a car pulls right beside him. They roll their window down, they begin yelling at the man, and then when they see him turn around, they realize exactly who it is. Oh my goodness, it's Top 5's little brother. So sadly, without hesitation, they begin blowing.
That's fucked up, bro.
This was the blow of all blows for Top 5. His little brother gone.
Bro, look, man. That's fucked up, bro. All I'm saying is like this. Thumma out there, like, if they ain't part of that, leave them alone. Like, catch the man you looking for. You know? Like, don't go get the easy target. Go get the one you looking for.
For no reason, just like
that's
that.
crazy,
to make
man.
matters worse, an alleged Falstaff member named Clutch would constantly go online and make fun of Foolish.
That man was about to go to the NBA and all that.
Stories stepping on grocery bags over and over and over. So as you would expect, Top 5 was devastated, hurt, and angry all at the same time. Despite now living the good life in LA,
Bro, I done went straight back and crashed all the way out.
For his brother.
They ain't playing.
First, the man who trolled Foolish would lose his life while walking in his project.
And the life they took him away. Yeah.
A mother in grief after the death of her 16-year-old son in the apartment building where they lived. She says she heard the gunshots.
Every time I come out my hallway, when I see the stairway he died, you know,
that's crazy.
Something, and my heart is bumping. I'm shaking.
Last Thursday, Hanad Abdullahi was gunned down in an apartment at 30 Falstaff Avenue.
Hanad was a good kid. He had so much life, so much ambition, so many things to look forward to. And his life was cut short, all because he lives here.
In a community that has seen shootings before, today residents outside 30 Falstaff expressed frustration.
Either way, this was a major blow to Drake as he and Fifth had become very close friends. And most importantly, this was yet another street war that Drake was now attached to. Pretty much all of his friends in Toronto had serious ops in the city and were destined for something to happen to them. Fifth was Drake's biggest crash out, so for something to happen to him meant that it could happen to anyone. Basically by association, Drake had inherited the ops of G-Way, GGG, and now Reps Up. All of the bloodshed in the city involving his friends, and sadly it didn't look like this could end anytime soon. So to all of you out there who thought that Drake's street lyrics were cap, I hope this video showed you that he had real situations in Toronto and many of his lyrics were actually real. But now we take an exit from the streets of Toronto, we enter all of Drake's beef in the rap industry. As we all know, Drake has been a very controversial figure in the rap industry since probably around 2000.
Let's get it.
He's beefing
now, hey chat, if you're still in the building with your boy Kendrick, all I did have you do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit me in the comment box. I get back in the comment box. We keep it a bang, you know. We keep it a buck, we keep it 100. Subscribe to the channel, feed me 50K subs in the front. We gonna get there. If you subscribe to the channel, we gonna get there, and we gonna hit that party like I told you we gonna do. We gonna turn out. We gonna, yeah, you feel me? Let's get back into it.
Common, Swiss Beats, Tyga, Chris Brown, Nav, and of course Meek Mill, who he obliterated. Oh, and not to mention
obliterated.
Kanye, DJ Drama, Joe Budden, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, Childish Gambino, XXX,
wow,
Future,
there's a whole
Jay-Z,
list of
Tory Lanez. Damn, this list is long. For whatever reason, everyone had a bone to pick with Drake throughout his career, mostly to do with women, but also to do with those who think Drake moves like a slime. However, after all these beefs, Drake seemingly came out victorious after every single one. That would of course be until 2024, when Kendrick Lamar would absolutely destroy him. The rap beef has been covered like a million times, but I guess I'll go over the basics. Basically, Drake and Kendrick had an ongoing feud dating back.
I'm gonna let you know why Kendrick destroyed Drake in the rap beef. Kendrick is a rapper. Drake is an entertainer. is a difference. Even yeah. You can let me stop right there. Drake, he rap. He's a rapper. No, listen to what I'm saying. Drake puts on more of a show. Like, alright, if you book the show and you had Drake out there, it's gonna be more entertaining than if you put Kendrick out there. Kendrick is not an entertainer. Kendrick is more of a rapper. He's more of a lyrical. He more lyrical. I can't lyric is you know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, he more that way. Drake can break down words and all like that, hit you with wordplay, but Kendrick breaks down wordplay to the 1,000, to the max. So when I say it like this, Kendrick gonna beat you with the wordplay all day long. Drake gonna beat you in the entertainment way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, if them two niggas had a rap battle, Kendrick gonna win all day long because he's a rapper. He's a battler. Drake is a rapper, but he's not a battler. He's an entertainer. You gotta get the difference. You gotta separate the two. Because there's a lot of people that's in the industry that's straight rappers, and there's a lot of people that's in the industry that can't rap at all, but they hot and they just entertainers. Like Sexy Red, what's that other girl named Flo? They're not rappers. They're entertainers. Like, come on, man. And what up?
Back to like 2013, but nobody really picked up on it. There were subliminal disses here and there, but because
and you just said I came at 2 females, like, hold up. There's another one I can kill you. There's not a rapper at all. He just rap, but he ain't, I can't think of none right now. What did you want? I'm not thinking
when
one.
He actually said each other's name, it never really picked up any traction. That would of course be until April of 2024 when they started publicly going back and forth. Diss song after diss song after diss song, they were cutting deep and nobody really knew who was winning yet. Then comes May 4th when Kendrick drops the haymaker of all haymakers. Not Like Us, the biggest song of the year and possibly the biggest diss song of all time. Now, many people think that this is the end of Drake's...
Chat, he lucked up with that one. He just lucked up with that one. Because you heard they drop songs back to back. And then he had that one. And it's not even that. They on the same label. And the label like, alright, let's squash this shit. Drake, you the one hella rap battles. You have number one every time. Let's boost this man. Let's put more promo into this man. That's what really happened. The label put more promo into Kendrick with that. That's it. And Drake got blackballed by a lot of social outlets. Let's be real. Let's keep this shit a bean.
Career. I don't know about that, but it definitely hurt him. But all of this is not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is that 3 days after the diss, something tragic would happen at Drake's mansion. May 7th, 2024.
A shooting outside music star Drake's Toronto mansion.
Hey, I ain't know that, chat.
Seriously wounded. Right now, investigators are looking for the gunman. Police are using video footage obtained at the scene to investigate the 2 a.m. drive-by shooting. The security guard was shot in the chest. He was hospitalized in serious condition. It is unclear whether Drake was home at the time. Toronto police acknowledge there is a rap feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, but say it's too early to determine.
And I forgot that man live in Cali.
But regardless,
I forgot that.
Scary situation. Instantly, everyone started jumping to conclusions like, "Oh my goodness, the Compton
It was probably somebody trying to slide a fan. You feel me? Trying to slide to be like, oh, it was Kendrick people.
Various street beefs in Toronto that were definitely a part of this situation. Also, what do you guys think Compton is? I'm convinced everyone is stuck in 1992.
Stuck.
These days, Compton isn't even like that. And even if it was still like that, do you guys...
Pause you on that one. It's nothing like what you see in Boys in the Hood and all that old crazy shit. You can walk down the street of Compton and not be touched with any color on. Mark my words. Butterflies out there, birds chirping, dogs out barking. Look, man, people got dogs that's not even on leashes. You feel me? The little doggy, like, yeah, they not even on a leash. They just walking around free. It's that peaceful out there. So do your homework on Cali, not that damn dangerous. Not no more.
That it gives you superpowers to go do something in Toronto, a whole different country. Regardless, in my opinion, the shooting of Drake's bodyguard.
And if GGG traveled all the miles to slide on them boys, best believe the other ops traveled all the way to Cali to slide on them boys. Don't think because they in Cali, it was Kendrick people's. Kendrick was not cooking it up like that. He not, you feel me?
It had nothing to do with Kendrick and everything to do with his local beefs in Toronto. And if we're being honest, nothing is going to happen between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Like,
nothing.
To be honest. That would be unless one of Kendrick's squabblers would take a chance on Drake's crew, but Drake's crew doesn't seem too worried about it.
Bruh, and if I was one of Kendrick people's, I would leave that alone.
Top shooter.
Leave that alone, bruh.
As you can remember, Top 5 was facing life in prison for a 2021 murder. And based on all of the evidence and phone records and motives, everyone believed that he was cooked. However, Drake was able to buy him Canada's most expensive lawyer, and somehow a miracle would occur.
The murder case against Hassan Ali,
money gonna get you out of there.
Ended today when the prosecution stayed the charges stemming from a 2021 fatal shooting in North York. Ali stepped out of the University Avenue courthouse nearly 3 years after he was arrested.
Canada's different though. Like, how are you a goon? He's a straight Muslim though. For the man, I don't understand nothing he said. You walk around with bricks and chains, but you're that. Come on, Chad.
Charged with directing the murder of 20-year-old accounting student Hashim Omar Hashim.
That's crazy.
He was gunned down in his car at 40 Falstaff Avenue on January 31st, 2021.
I feel like Shohei Ohtani. I feel like a baseball player, superstar.
The murder case collapsed Monday morning before the Toronto rapper was set to stand trial in front of a jury when a judge excluded the key evidence his counsel, Gary Grill, calls insubstantial.
But you can see the hood in though. He tried not to show it, but you can see it.
Ali was charged in the first place was as a result of his lyrics. It was a result of the videos that he was putting out there. It's a result of his medium as a drill rap artist that attracted the attention of the police.
And if I bring this gun up, you better talk low.
Grill says the Crown also alleged Ali was the mastermind of the 2021 shooting and was in the backseat of the...
I gotta go listen to some of that now. It sounded like that was kind of hard, chat.
There was somebody in a backseat of the car wearing a gray tracksuit.
Ali, who was 22 at the time of his arrest, was taken into custody in Los Angeles 8 months after the fatal shooting in North York and charged with first-degree murder.
Shout out to the Toronto South Detention Center for the hospitality.
He also spent time in Milton's Maplehurst complex, where in 2023, he managed to record a music video from behind bars, triggering an investigation from Ontario's solicitor.
But do your homework going. You got to, to be that man, to do that behind, you feel me? Yeah.
General.
I was 18 when I bought a gun. 22 when I shot your son.
Outside the courthouse, Ali denied any gang involvement and thanked
nah.
his supporter.
And shout out to my boy Drake, man.
I ain't listening to that.
20-year-old who was killed.
You gotta be that man, do that and whatever. Yeah, come on.
Man, you know what I mean?
Just like that, Drake's top demon is back on the streets. Now you'd think that after nearly getting life in prison, he'd want to lay low and change around his lifestyle. But again,
them boys built different over there.
Biggest crash.
Especially them.
And instead of laying low and changing his image,
they built different. That's what I'm gonna say, chat.
Begins threatening Kendrick Lamar. First, he goes on live stream with DJ Ack, and he says that he needs Kendrick Lamar dead.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. My name is Hassan Ali.
Hassan Ali. Hey, look. Don't play with the Muslims, bro.
Ever since I prepared the little things, everything for my boy Kendrick, I want to greet him. I want to greet him so bad, man.
Kendrick come to the sick. Kendrick say about the book of show.
Yo said come to the six.
Still.
You sure?
Probably gonna be with all the police.
No, even he's with the police. He's done. He's done. He's done.
He said even if he with them, he's done. He's done. Come on. That mean they got them boys working for him. Allegedly.
Hold on, Ak. It ain't safe, Metro.
I've been hearing some. Yo, there's this.
Hey, he throwing slurs out there. He said it ain't safe, Ak. It ain't safe, Metro. That's just show you like when that got beat in the house, pop, dude.
GG's still run the six. GG's and the Watson still run this. I just want to know.
Yo, we expanded like the WNBA. You know how the WNBA got a new Toronto team?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's 16-year-old boys. I just came out. I seen a 16-year-old boy that told me I can't wait to see Kendrick. Just stay home, fam.
Come, hey. Stay home, fam.
I don't gotta do the dirty work. No, yeah.
Stay home, fam.
Who's next me behind that? Yo, listen, man. I just want 2 people right now. I'm not, it's not a threat. I'm just looking for Metro Boomin and Kendrick Lamar. I'm doing my homework right now, doing my task on them right now.
Bro.
Nothing incriminating. I'm just looking for.
If you ran to Metro Boomin or Kendrick, what would that?
Metro Boomin 101. I don't want no weapons, nothing. I'm knocking the fuck.
We're putting a bag.
Knock him, bro. Yeah.
Sleeping in first round.
You passed the border. You passed the border, man. Trump's calling you. You passed the border, man. You passed the border, man. I am Drake Shooter.
He letting you know.
You don't know Broski's in Drake's body, yeah?
He letting you know, chat.
Listen, ain't nobody doing nothing dumb to Drake.
Hey, let me let you know, he's got a lot in his blood because his brother, you know, his brother passed away due to that street life. His brother wasn't even part of that. So that man right there, this man right here, chat, ain't playing no games. Them Islamic people, the Muslims don't play dumb, man. You play with the wrong people.
Pedro, so that's all I gotta say. I'm home. And ain't no come to Toronto. Kendrick, your band. I need your band. Should've blew your head off when I was with Draco the Ruler.
Oh,
was it on it? Long live Draco the Ruler. No, he ain't blessed me. He ain't blessed, man. He's switching on Drake. He's switching on Drake, yeah, man.
YG switching, so YG 400 from the West Coast. You think he's switching on Drake?
Where's Champagne Poppy? Yes, yeah, big up Champagne Poppy.
Send me the link to the audio.
Your shooters home. Big up Champagne Poppy. Yo, hit us home. Big up Champagne Poppy. Your bodyguard is home.
Top 5 makes some bold statements, and clearly he's not scared of the Compton squabblers.
Are you not scared?
Scared of what?
Kendrick?
Money.
Kendrick and his people?
I really wouldn't be scared of Cali Goons and even like, but what? Like, people is people, man. They bleed the same thing we bleed. Blood. But
Scared of Kendrick? Tell him come to Toronto. Swiss cheese.
What happened if you come
I'll get the local.
He said Swiss cheese.
Put the window down, it is what it is, get some fresh air.
Where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King.
Yo, where's Drive-By King? Drive-By King's right there. We can't even do Kendrick Lamar on feet. We gotta make Drive-By King.
Do you guys think the top 5 in GGG?
Hey, bro. Them motherfuckers crazy, bro.
Well, after watching all of the crazy events of this video, what do you guys think about Drake? It all started after he got robbed in 2009, but do you guys think that Drake adopting all these gangs into OVO was a smart decision? And most importantly, do you think that his association with all these gangs will ever catch up?
That's crazy, bro.
In the streets and also in the courtroom. Well, in my opinion, this was a pretty good video, and if you agree, please make sure to subscribe and like it as well. Also, let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram about what you want to see next.
I said, peace, bro. You in a dungeon with your boy K the fucking X. If you in a dungeon with me right now, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit me in the chat. We done reacted to that. Kendrick and Drakeo beef. That boy Dirt. I said Drakeo. That boy Dirt. I mean, I keep on saying it, man. You don't have to talk about me. That boy Drake. But I didn't know he rolled them boys like that. Like, yeah. Like, I didn't even know him. Like, golly. So what I'm gonna say that? What you think about that? Man, hit me in that comment box. Let me know. Man, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Using the dungeon with your boy K the fucking X, man. Feed me 50K subs. You already know what it is. That's crazy, man. I ain't know. I ain't know Drake was rolling like that.